Warriors, welcome to another important video, my friends. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel and hit the bell for all the notifications, please do. And go ahead and catch up on as many of my videos as you possibly can. My friends, today's video is about a particular symptom of anxiety. And I know, having suffered from anxiety disorders along with having worked with thousands of people worldwide, how debilitating some of these symptoms can be. Oh, but let me share something very, very important. This particular symptom has the potential of affecting you in a negative way in every, not some, every aspect of your life. What symptom am I talking about? I'm talking about a tired mind. And right now you're going, yeah, I get it. Now, if you were to share your tired mind as a symptom of anxiety with someone who doesn't experience this form of a tired mind, they're probably going to go, hey, I've been there before. Don't worry about it. It's going to pass. And at the same time, you're going, you truly don't understand, do you? And you know what? It's not their fault, because these particular symptoms of anxiety need to be fully experienced to be fully understood. So if somebody doesn't understand a particular struggle, internal struggle that you're going through because of an anxiety disorder, be gentle towards them, caring and respectful, my friends. Now, to give you some insight on this tired mind, let me share a personal experience. There I was, going into a restaurant with a tired mind. Because prior to going to that restaurant, I was thinking about all the things that could go wrong and how this is a new experience and how I needed to make sure I was connecting with the people around me. Pressure, which led to an overly tired mind. There I am at the restaurant looking at the menu and I'm going, well, should I order this or should I order that? I should order the salad. It's healthy, but I do want a burger. A little bit of meat would be nice. Oh my God, they have the fish. And you're going, you know what? Order for me, right? You get to the point where this tired mind starts to permeate into every aspect of your life, to the point where you just feel like you want to give up. You just want to go, you know what? I am so overloaded right now and so tired in my mind that I can't seem to put together a full sentence, a thought. I want to express something to someone, but I just can't seem to find the words. And every single time I speak to someone, it seems like I'm not saying what I truly want to say. Let's understand this tired mind a little bit more, along with being really specific as to what we can do for it. Sound good? Let's take care of it. The tired mind is a result of an overthinking mind. Let's understand this first and foremost. There's never any rest for the mind. Many times when we do sports or we're on our feet all day long, we tend to do a very good job of resting the body, right? We'll lay down, right? We'll sit there. We'll do whatever it takes. We'll elevate our feet. We'll do whatever it takes to get the body to an optimal and balanced place again. But just because you're resting your physical body doesn't mean you're resting your mind, because your mind is still running. And so what we need to understand is that practicing the ability to rest your mind does in fact take practice. What you want to make sure you do as you're resting your body, or you're in a naturistic environment, whatever it may be, is you want to take the time to focus on one thing and one thing only. If you're walking in nature, you can only focus on the greenness or the smell around you, right? And every time your mind wanders, you want to bring it back to that one thing. This way, what tends to happen is you're not using up so many different resources. You're no longer fighting on the inside. And what's happening is you're simplifying your life. Your mind is getting a break from all the internal chatter that only leads to more questions and never any answers, right? So we want to make sure we understand, warriors, that you have to practice relaxing your mind. You have to practice the ability to focus on one particular thing. And that thing can be something enjoyable, something you're grateful for, or something that you're curious about that normally doesn't take your attention. So go ahead and focus on practicing, right, the ability to relax your mind the same way you relax your body at times, right? The tired mind is working overtime to prevent the worst possible scenario from taking place. We've been in this place. When I was suffering from an anxiety disorder, my life literally revolved around looking to prevent everything from changing. And the truth was is that I created such a misinterpretation around change that kept me living in the fight or flight activation response within me, right? So you want to get to a point where you recognize that your mind is working overtime by you continuously looking to prevent the worst scenario from occurring. The more you look to prevent, the less creative you're going to be. The more you look to prevent, the less curious you're going to be towards those very things you have to be curious about. So let's understand this. Are you living a life of prevention, therefore in the fight or flight activation constantly? Or are you getting to a place where you're beginning to build a better relationship with the tired mind, understanding it, understanding where it comes from, what keeps it alive, and building a better relationship with your symptoms of anxiety? Because let me tell you something. When your relationship with your body shifts from a place of hatred to a place of understanding and love, you are beginning to heal. So understand that this video and this channel isn't about coping or managing. There's far too much content and information out there related to this. We're about healing and moving beyond anxiety. The tired mind tries to please the world before pleasing ourselves. You know, this is really interesting. Many times what tends to happen is when you're brought up in an environment with your parents that have suffered tremendously, you get to a place where you feel like you need to create a sense of loyalty towards them, and this is unconscious. Anytime you want to do something for yourself, you want to be happy, joyful, live in inner peace, you get this feeling of guilt, but you just don't know where it comes from. So we constantly create these walls and blocks preventing us from living a peaceful and happy life because we feel guilty that our parents or authority figures from the past didn't have what we have the potential to have. This is very, very powerful because prioritizing you is not selfishness. You want to help the world? Help yourself first. Because you can't help anybody else out there, friends, family, anything like that. You can't help people change the world until you change you. And in order to change you, you have to prioritize you. So we have to get out of that place. We have to understand this feeling a little bit more that tends to arise that says, hey, you don't deserve this happiness, right? A little bit is fine, but not too much, right? Or, ooh, don't do that because, you want to make sure that you're preventing the worst thing from happening. Don't give yourself fully to this experience. Oh my goodness. Does that sound like an anxiety disorder to you? To me, it does. Absolutely. The tired mind doesn't. Oh, guys, this is huge, right? And we hear it all the time, but we really don't take the time to implement it. The tired mind doesn't drink enough water, which helps send nutrients to the brain and increases blood flow and oxygen to the brain. I did one very powerful thing with this, and all I did was on my water bottle, I put the word, first a tape around it, and then with a marker I wrote down the word healing. That's it, healing. And I brought that water bottle filled with water with me throughout the entire day. And as I was going through the day, I continuously filled up that water bottle, and unconsciously I began loving the idea of keeping myself hydrated because I wanted to heal. I wanted to mentally heal. I wanted to emotionally heal. I wanted to physically heal. I wanted to be that person that healed or is healing himself that you don't hear every single day in the media. We're always hearing about the latest pill, or we're hearing about the latest disease or illness or virus or whatever it is, and all these things that are so catastrophic that play out in our minds and bodies that keep us in a sympathetic state, that keep us in the fight or flight response. And I wanted to be that person that said, you know what, maybe there's a better way. And the consumption of water continuously throughout the day created such a beautiful environment in my body, in my mind, in my spirit, and the effects are pretty much instantaneous, my friends. So, get your favorite color, water bottle, grab some tape and a marker, and write the word healing on that water bottle so that you can unconsciously program yourself to love the idea of consuming that purified water as you're going through the day. And I promise you, this is going to go a long way towards overcoming that tired mind. Just make sure you stick with it. Finally, the tired mind, is a shallow breather. And what choice does our body have? Let's be honest here. What choice, right? We're going through the day perceiving the worst potential scenario in every single situation that we encounter. We have a symptom of anxiety. Many health anxiety sufferers misinterpret that symptom and say it's this or it's that, or I've only got this many years to live, or whatever catastrophic thoughts play out in that mind. And so the outcome or the byproduct of this way of thinking and unresolved traumas and suppressed emotions and the words that you express to people and your actions that constantly want to distract and distance yourself from the very things you should be directly looking at creates shallow breathing. It's a perpetual loop. Shallow breathing leads to fearful perceptions, and fearful perceptions leads to shallow breathing. And honestly, warriors, it's very simple. It's harder to implement consistently, but the process is very, very simple. Be conscious about your breathing. Focus on depth. Focus on breathing through your diaphragm. And make sure that you're not intensely and shallow breathing through your chest area. And every single time you catch yourself throughout the day falling victim to these catastrophic perceptions, fear, and shallow breathing, take that moment, right, and begin consciously breathing. That's all you have to do. Warriors, I want to be honest with you. When it comes to a tired mind, it's very, very possible to reverse this trend, right? Along with reversing your symptoms. But if you continue to focus on your symptoms all the time, you're never going to get to a place where you think and act and imagine beyond those symptoms. So we have to go beyond just focusing on particular symptoms of anxiety, and we have to focus on the individual as a whole. When you focus on your anxiety recovery, I want you to focus on your mind, your body, and your spirit, because this truly affects your symptoms, and those symptoms begin to subside when you take care of the whole. Warriors, comment below and let me know what the biggest epiphany was for you from this video. I want to hear from you. I'll do my best to comment back. And if you know somebody who's suffering from a tired mind or anxiety in general, please go ahead and share this video or share my channel with them. I'd really appreciate it. And my friends, remember that you are more than anxiety. Any questions on the most powerful program for anxiety recovery, head over here today. Love you all.